Ubisoft is so hated? Why the first thing I see is Walmart? Walmart is also hated. Why is Ubisoft hated? I'm probably gonna lose my sponsorship for this video. Oh, never mind. It's just a lot of brains. The company man.
Ubisoft is a multi-billion-dollar French video game publisher responsible for some of the biggest franchises in the world, including
Our niggas was going broke.
Watch Dogs, Just Dance, and of course, Assassin's Creed. That one alone has sold an estimated 200 million copies, helping Ubisoft become one of the most successful video game companies of all time. Naturally, when a company's games are played by so many people, there is expected to be some criticism.
I used to love Ubisoft so much before I got a PC. Until I got a PC, I was a Ubisoft fanboy because I did not know they was out here dropping games like this on PC that's so horrendously optimized at first, bro. Like they could do no aside from original Watch Dogs, they could do no wrong in my eyes. His original Watch Dogs was dog shit. It was Watch Dog shit. That was what it was. I was such a fanboy. I did a presentation at my high school. And you had to pick some companies you wanted to work for. I had... Damn, I just know. Shut your ass up! I had... I had Ubisoft. I had Bethesda. And I had Activision up there. For the companies I wanted to work for. As a grown 25-year-old, I would not step foot in none of these offices unless they paid me money to take a tour. I would not work for none of these motherfuckers. These niggas are goofy. They are peak goofy. Whoever's running it is the goofiest of them all. Especially Bethesda. Dude. I could never work for these niggas, bro. I used to love them. Till I got a PC, bro.
On that, to a point where a lot of people genuinely seem to dislike them. Their reputation hasn't been the strongest among gamers. Even if you are a long-time supporter of Ubisoft with thousands of hours invested in their games, I'm going to guess that has turned into a love-hate relationship at times.
He just explained everything I just said, bro. He took the words out of my soul and put them in his script. This nigga's elevated. He knew what was going on with me. This video was to me.
Now, obviously, when it comes to hated video game companies, Electronic Arts and Activision are the ones that instantly...
Bro, he almost got it 3 for 3. I said Bethesda instead of EO, but he almost got the Activision and Ubisoft 3 for 3. If that would have been Bethesda, he would have known me, bro.
Come to mind. I have made videos about both of those subjects in the past.
Ubisoft is French. They can't help but be mid. It's crazy.
Part of that discussion. Seriously.
But I can't stop, though. I can't stop buying Assassin's Creed. I bought every Assassin's Creed except for the second one. Every last one. I can't stop. This is my favorite game series. Like my favorite game series. I can't stop. Boom, what's up, bro?
That I could find ranking the most hated publishers puts them
addicted,
top.
And I know it's not
a global
good.
Survey conducted by Rave Reviews, analyzing over 1 million brand-related tweets, concluded that Ubisoft was by far the most hated gaming brand in the world. By their metrics, they're the most hated over any other video game brand in 23 different.
Really? The U.S. hate Game Freak. Okay, now that makes sense. That makes sense. Now, over the whole world, Ubisoft's the most hated. But in the US, Game Freak is the most hated. Because I was like, no way, we hate Ubisoft the most. Game Freak, understandable. I understand why the US and Canada hate Game Freak. That makes sense. What year was this made? This study was in 2021. I seen that on this page right here. Go back a little bit. Right there, 2021. But in the US, it was Game Freak. But Ubisoft was most hated around the world. Like the worldly things.
The world. By their metrics, they're the
like
most...
This graph is crazy. Like Brazil, France, Ireland, Sweden, Belgium, Netherlands, Switzerland, Poland, Hungary, Greece, Russia, the Philippines, Indonesia, they all hate Ubisoft. Boy, niggas hate them, but not US. US is Game Freak. In 2021. That is insane, though, that they got so many companies, so many countries that hate Ubisoft the most.
Hated over any other video game brand in 23
What are ones at the top?
Germany,
Germany, Denmark, Czechia, Poland, Netherlands. That is insane. How all of Russia hates you. That's crazy. UAE, I don't even know what that is. That is sick. Brazil. It say South Africa. South Africa too. I don't think I can see that, but it's like right below this thing. South Africa.
There's been a lot of negativity toward
that is
Ubisoft.
Sick.
The obvious question here is where does
I know Ubisoft is sick that they're a worldly most hated brand in 2021.
What I believe to be 5 of the biggest reasons behind that hatred. To be clear, I don't have any personal agenda against them. This video is meant to be as objective as possible. I have simply witnessed all of these negative feelings toward Ubisoft while making those other videos and throughout other parts of my life, so I figured it would be the perfect addition to my series where I try to explain why certain companies are so hated. Ubisoft was started in the 1980s by 5 brothers who still own a significant share of the company, and one of those brothers,
these niggas stupid.
Still serves as their
stupid.
CEO.
All
when
them brothers
young, their family lived in a small town in France where they owned a store that would sell various supplies to farmers. Growing up, they all worked together, rotating between different roles to operate that store. By the time they had graduated from college, the business was having some trouble. So their idea to revive things and hopefully raise sales was to start selling different types of products to those farmers. This included audio CDs, computers, and eventually video games. I think it's amazing how they just stumbled upon this. One of the brothers
what you think it changed to, Iffy?
To England and discovered that video games were selling for so much cheaper there, like half the price compared to back home in France. So they started importing the games from
Ohio
England
smarter than them niggas,
100,000%. Sell the games in
Right.
France at a low price. Originally, they started a mail-order company to consumers, but soon attracted the attention of retailers wanting to buy from them because their prices were way lower than anybody else in the area. Seeing potential in the industry and wanting to expand into other aspects of it, they hired a small crew to start making the video games. That right there is where Ubisoft truly started. They called themselves that as a combination of the
Activision, maybe EA,
and software. Soon after, they came out with
they probably all just
ever game. It was
take
called
the
Zombie,
cake every other year. I mean, they competing for worse all day.
Decade until they released what most would consider to be a hit video game when they released Rayman. It was a massive gamble and a big project for them at the time. They had over 100 people working on a 2D game right when 3D games were taking off, all led by designer Michel.
I heard Ubisoft was about to take all your games if you weren't active enough. Yeah, they was doing that. They was doing that on the account. So if you ain't log in for a certain amount of time. They broke it down better. Well, I don't know if they broke it down or changed their opinion on it, but they cleared it up. But the first iteration of what they were saying was not what they were saying when they broke it down again. So I think they changed it midway through to make it seem better than it actually was. They did some PR shit and covered it up. Nobody's talking about it again. But what they said out the first time and that other dude's MO the first time, that was a little crazy.
The gamble paid off, and it led to their first major series, with sequels being released in 1999 and 2003, combining for sales of over 20 million copies. The success of the original Rayman led them to their initial public stock offering, where they raised $50 million
ACC because I was inactive. They did?
Countries around the world.
Yeah, now that's crazy.
Continued to grow by releasing more
account, that is insane.
Making some key acquisitions.
That is insane.
In the year 2000,
and did you buy stuff on there? Hold up, did you buy stuff on there? Because when they came through the second time, they was like, if you have purchases on that account, it won't be wiped. But the first time when they emailed dude, they sent it to somebody that had purchases on that account. They did. Oh, that is sick. So they did just try to clean it up for media. Yeah, Ubisoft sick. Ubisoft sick as hell for that, bro. That is insane. That is insane. They was like, yeah, we just really meant to get accounts with nothing on it, with no purchases. You know, just the accounts that ain't been activated with no purchases. Like, bro, they was lying. So they were lying.
Author Tom Clancy had co-founded the company 4 years earlier and released some games with his name attached, like Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. When Ubisoft bought Red Storm, they continued releasing major titles with Tom Clancy's name attached, and in 2008 even bought the right to continue using his name perpetually. All of these hit series that they've been behind leads me to the first reason behind the hatred, and potentially the most common one, a lack of originality. The big criticism is that Ubisoft isn't nearly as original or innovative as they once were. In many cases,
they will literally copy and paste the same 3 games over and over, man. They will copy and paste Assassin's Creed over and over. Like the last 3 Assassin's Creed basically been copy and paste, just with a different person in a different place. Gameplay structure still gameplay and gameplay structure are still the same every time. Like nothing changes in between the gameplay. You get different weapons, probably a different counter, different skill tree. Same general thing. That's it. They don't got no new IPs, and the new IPs they do have was still copied off something like that. Mortal Phoenix Rising was just fake Zelda. It was fake Zelda, and it was worse Zelda. Breath of the Wild was worse Breath of the Wild. Valhalla's the same. It's the same gameplay structure it had since Origin. No, it's not different. It ain't different at all. It's a different person and a different story. That's it. Gameplay, very, very similar. Very, very similar, bro. And I mean, it ain't drastically changed at all. Excuse me. What else? What other game? Far Cry has been the same since 3. No. Far Cry has been the same forever. I mean, not even lie. It's always just been shooting and doing the same shit. Just a different story, different people. What else they got? Watch Dogs. The only Watch Dogs. Nah, I ain't even gonna say that. I was about to give Watch Dogs 2 some credit for being different, but it wasn't. It was just slightly not garbage. Because Watch Dogs 1 was garbage, and then Watch Dogs 2 was better than garbage, and then Legion was garbage. So it's like they went behind. Well, yeah, exactly. Watch Dogs 2 was okay. You know what I mean? What else they make? Siege. You know what? The games that I do think are original, For Honor. I think For Honor was real original. That they ain't got no game, ain't no game like For Honor out there. I feel like Siege was original when it came out, but then it's got so many copies. I feel like people copy Siege. So Siege when it came out, I feel like that was original. What else? Is that it? Is that the originality? Is that the extent of the originality that they have? And they only made these games once. I'm trying to think of the other Tom Clancy game. Splinter Cell, but they ain't made that in years. Hyperscape was a failure. That shit was ass. It wasn't even original. It was a fucking battle royale. That was not original. It was ass. Splinter Cell was good, but it ain't came out in years. Hyper shit. That shit was hyper garbage. Yeah, that's the extent of the originality, bro. They don't got shit else. It definitely copied the 5v5 format. Yeah, but it did it differently. It got like you could blow through walls and shit, you know what I mean? You can do all the Siege shit. I feel like I ain't played a game like Siege until Siege came out. Like who else was like Siege before Siege came out? I'm trying to think. I don't know who was like Siege before Siege. Like maybe Search and Destroy was like the bomb and Search and Destroy was the same game mode, but they weren't doing it like Siege. I ain't see nobody do that shit like Siege. Y'all bugging, that shit was different. What was different? Hyperscape? Hyperscape was a fucking butt ass battle royale that was not different. The only thing different about Hyperscape is you could jump higher. You got little booster pads and them weapons was ass. Them weapons was like Okay, I get it. It was the weapons was original in garbage. They was shit box. It's a reason it didn't get that love because it was ass, bro. Am I getting a beta for Mortal Kombat? Probably not. I ain't signing up. Hyperscape was doodoo, bro. I cannot vouch for that. I'd rather play that new Farlight than Hyperscape. That shit was butt. Like, what's that vampire joint? The vampire joint do it better. You jump high and be on the crackhead shit in that one. And they did it better than Hyperscape did. Vampire the Masquerade. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather play that.
Franchise isn't all that different from the ones before it, or maybe even too similar to their other franchises. It's not a secret that Ubisoft games have a certain feeling to them. They tend to be built on similar concepts. I'm talking about open worlds where you explore, find collectibles, complete objectives, climb towers. People have started calling them Ubisoft towers because they have become so common in Ubisoft games. It's not that any of this stuff is inherently bad, of course. A lot of it is amazing, and Ubisoft does it really well, but they may be overdoing it. Up until 2020, they had an editorial.
They are super overdoing it. Remember, I played Assassin's Creed Valhalla for 114 hours. 114 hours, bruh. I did the same thing in different areas for 114 hours, bruh. Nigga, you unlock one area, you get the 3 towers. You unlock the map. You go collect everything in the map. You go fight the mini boss on the map, and then you fight the story part on that map. You move on to another part. Repeat. That is all you did. That's all you did. I did that for 114 hours. Did I just turn on sub only mode? My fault. My bad. Touch the button on my phone. But that is literally what I did. I did a lot of that shit offline, off stream. So the playthrough was more than 114 hours, but the stream time was 114 hours. Like, that shit was repeated. Everything in that game was repeated.
100 people that advised on everything, with only a few select individuals guiding the creative direction of the company, likely leading to similarities among the games. Their CEO has said, while many of our titles are strongly differentiated, we need to ensure that this is the case for all of them, kind of admitting
this is a video about why Ubisoft is so hated.
Maybe you find charm and individuality in every franchise and every addition to it. Let me know if that's the case. It is all up to interpretation and personal opinion. All I'm trying to say here is that repetitiveness and a lack of originality are common criticisms that have made many people dislike Ubisoft. Next up on my list would be under-delivering. There are many potential directions for this, but overall, I'm going to guess that many of you have been
heavy under-delivered on Watch Dogs
in one way or
another. Extremely heavy. Watch Dogs was the first game that took me from like completely being blindsided by the gaming industry, like completely just being blind and following. When Watch Dogs come out, like 2015, 2014? That was when I was still playing Skyrim and loved it, vanilla. Watch Dogs was the first game that opened my eyes that the gaming industry do nothing but fucking lie. I watched that E3 trailer so many fucking times and was so geeked. I was watching that shit in class on a laptop from class, not doing my work. I was hyping that shit up with my niggas. This shit about to look great. Shit about to play great. Nigga, did y'all remember the original Watch Dogs trailer? That shit looked beautiful. Beautiful. Came out looking like dog shit. Like a straight lie to my face. Nigga didn't even play the same. That whole Watch Dog trailer was a lie. A fucking lie. It was ass and made Chicago look bad. Exactly. What's good, twin? What's up, Lonnie? How you doing, love? What's up with you? But yeah, that shit was like that shit. They definitely under-delivered me that, bro. After that, E3s was never the same. I never looked at E3s the same. I never looked at gaming the same. That's probably when I started hating Skyrim. Like, just from noticing all the fuckery. Like, No Man's Sky was bad for niggas who actually cared. When I seen No Man's Sky, I knew it was bullshit. I knew from day one it was bullshit. Granted, they made it good, but nigga, I knew that shit wasn't coming out good. I'm like, yeah, nope. I'm cool. I'm not about to get hyped over this. I got hyped over too much, and I got fucking burned too many times. No Man's Sky came out, ass. Fucking lied. Got up on that stage, sat in that couch, and lied. Like a bitch ass nigga, bro. I'm not
into
doing
the
that.
previous reason. Maybe you've been let down by one of their new releases being too similar to something else, or maybe the game just wasn't very good. I don't want to start getting into the issues of each individual game, but they haven't all been winners over the years, particularly
Hell,
some
they
of
ain't
the
all
ones
been
using
winners.
the Xbox Connect. Maybe you have been let down by the delay or even cancellation of a game that you were anticipating. That's when the biggest fans get let down the most. In 2022, they canceled 4 games that were in development, then early the following year, they canceled an additional 3 projects. I guess that they were working on too much stuff at once and were unable to follow through with their release schedule. To go along with that, they delayed the release of the game Skull and Bones so many times that it has become somewhat of a joke on the internet. That was part of the reason the company's stock went down 20% in early 2023.
What
so
the
stuff
fuck?
like this has been having a genuine impact
Niggas
on the
gotta
company.
be extremely
maybe you were one of the
mismanaged,
people that got really excited from watching the trailer for a Ubisoft game and then really disappointed when the game didn't quite live up to those.
What the fuck, bro? My life is in this fucking video. My whole life is in this video, bro. Niggas just told me what the fuck I just said 20 seconds ago. This was me. This white man on this screen. Imagine me. That's me. I was sitting there in school, not doing my work, watching Watch Dogs, smiling, happy, motherfucking hairline fucked up because I ain't go to the barber. Nigga, that was me. I was over here giddy. I was showing niggas like, damn, look at this. This shit fire. We gonna play this bitch. That was my first midnight release at GameStop for fucking Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs? Bro, I wish I could go back to that motherfucking day and smack my ass out of that line. Bro. Nigga, I would have cooked. Nigga, drag my ass back to the car like I just got bullied or something, bro. Get your ass back in that car, man. Bro. That was me, bro.
Those expectations. Yeah, they have a reputation for making awesome trailers that make the game seem so much more.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
These are all different ways that Ubisoft has delivered less to their customers than they were expecting. The next reason on my list would be the treatment of their employees. It's a sensitive issue. Ubisoft employs over 20,000 people, and again,
I went to the midnight release of Watch Dogs.
In 2020, they were accused of all sorts of misconduct, ranging from hostile environments to sexual harassment.
My first midnight
Later in
release,
that year,
bro.
an employee survey revealed that 25% of respondents had either witnessed or experienced workplace misconduct within the past 2 years, and that 20% of them didn't feel fully respected or safe in the work environment. All of this led to the resignation of many key figures within the company, including their chief creative officer, the head of their Canadian studios, and the global head of human resources. Investigations showed that complaints had been dismissed by their HR department going back many years. Also, the creative director of Assassin's Creed was fired for allegedly abusing his position of power.
Wildlands was fired? Which one was Wildlands? Was Wildlands? Which one was it? Wildlands or Breakpoint that was asked? Was it Breakpoint? Let me see. I forgot which one was asked, bro. I'm about to look it up. Let's see. Breakpoint. Ghost Recon. Oh yeah, it was Breakpoints that was asked. Yeah, you're right. Breakpoint was fucking terrible. Wildlands was nice.
And in 2023, 15% of Ubisoft Paris
I just knew one of them was ass, and I only knew the cover art.
Hours. It was short-lived and only involved 40 people, but it marked the first labor stoppage in the company's history. I should say that they have made various changes to improve conditions, including a platform to anonymously report issues, but employee groups and unions have repeatedly criticized that those changes have been slow and ineffective. Those are just some of the highlights in a very brief overview of the situation. My goal here is simply to convey yesterday that there have been widely reported
Definitely
issues
years too
concerning
damn
the
much.
workplace environment and treatment of their employees, and that has caused members of the public to dislike Ubisoft. Alright, going back to video games, another reason behind their hatred would be their history of aggressive digital rights management. Digital rights management is essentially a way for the company to ensure that you legitimately bought the game
W
instead
clip.
of pirating it. It's controversial. Their Uplay system became somewhat infamous because before 2012, they had a thing that required the game that you were playing to regularly communicate with their servers, meaning that if anything happened to your internet connection or their servers, you would lose your progress and could not continue playing the game. If you had spotty internet or a weak connection somehow, you probably didn't even want to bother trying to play one of these Ubisoft games. Sometimes it was even out of your control, like in 2010 when the servers for Assassin's Creed 2 on PC were attacked and I guess about 5% of players were unable to play it for a while. Or in 2012, while Ubisoft was moving their servers, many of their games could not be played.
This shit was comedy.
Right? You bought the game, you want to be able to play it offline
that was
if
me.
you choose to. If nothing else, you don't want to have
it was me, bro.
prove to them that you didn't steal it. Because the practices were
I ain't gonna cap, DRM is so fucking stupid too. DRM only exists to stop niggas on PCs from cracking your game. Now that sounds smart. You know, as a company, you don't want people stealing your shit. You want to protect it, right? No DRM service that we have today, none of them, has stopped a hacker from cracking their game within a week. None of them. And DRM actively hurts the people who pay for your game. It makes it laggy. It makes the frame rates ass. It makes the product more demanding. You nigga, if Wild Hearts didn't have DRM, that game would have worked fine when on release. Put it into perspective. So you punish the people who pay $60 for your game for something that's gonna protect your game for at most a week before it's cracked. The niggas that's gonna crack the game are gonna crack the game whether you have it or not. Why are you putting this in your game? Most niggas don't trust torrents and cracks no more anyway. So what, nigga? Anybody that planned to steal is gonna steal it. You're not protecting them from nothing. They gotta wait 7 days to get it for free. But everybody else who paid it gotta suffer for 7 days because this DRM is fucking garbage. That's so stupid. Why you put that in your fucking game?
So widely disliked and seemingly ineffective anyway, they
so
did
fucking
change
dumb.
the system in 2012, where you only needed to activate it when you first got the game, and then you could play it offline all you wanted. But to this day, I'm sure there are many people watching this that still get annoyed when I mention Ubisoft's digital rights management.
I'm about to get bucked on? That sounds crazy.
Microtransactions. You buy
I'm about to get a raid? Hold on, let me get my good face on. Let me put my makeup on, bruh. Let me down this bottle of port real quick.
$70, and then on top of that, there's a bunch of stuff that you can buy within the game. Of course, it's hard to escape microtransactions from any of the major publishers.
Can I drink alcohol on YouTube?
Is no exception. Maybe the most notable example of it
being okay. I'm not monetized.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Many people felt that it took too long to progress through the
game. The game was like 200 hours straight.
HP, and that took away from the
shit was insane.
Experience. But for about $10,
Odyssey was long as shit.
50% XP boost.
You can already bet.
Allowed you to advance through the game much faster. Many argue at the rate.
Go ahead, K-Dot, bro. Appreciate the alert, man. You have a good work shift.
But many people felt
time.
The game was
just have a good work, bro. Do good work, my nigga. But not too much though. It's the weekend, bro.
In 2021, they tried taking microtransactions to a new level by incorporating NFTs into one of their games using Ubisoft Quartz.
I remember this stupid shit.
Could be used to buy.
Where's Zane? This the shit he was talking about. I remember they put cryptocurrency into this shit. Niggas flame broiled them on the internet, bro.
And gear and stuff.
They took a whole shit in Ubisoft mouth for this.
Anyone really liked the idea. The feature was barely used, and the announcement of the video itself got a 96% dislike ratio on YouTube before it was.
There's whole entitled channels dedicated to drinking alcohol. Why the fuck am I making gaming content?
A useless,
I could just drink alcohol for money.
Tech. Let me know in the comments
how
you feel about Ubisoft. To me, there is a lot to like about a company
That's
that
fun
is
to me though. Hey,
for innovative games
brother,
that
keep
have
it going.
provided
That's like me with
countless hours
editing.
of entertainment to millions of
I'm
people
fucking
around the
editing
world.
crackhead, bro.
But at the same
Should be
time,
kind of fun.
there is a lot to dislike as well. If you are one of the people that has grown to hate Ubisoft, what are the reasons behind it? Did I mention them on my list, or is it something completely?
So the niggas who hate Ubisoft or dislike Ubisoft, are y'all shits on this list? Cause nigga, 1, 2, 4, and 1, 2, and 4. I don't give a fuck about microtransactions, to be honest, because I don't use them. I mean, if I'm being completely honest, if your game is full of microtransactions and it's a single player game, I'ma just cheat. I'm not about to buy that shit. I'ma cheat, bro. I'm not paying microtransactions for an XP booster when I can cheat. I can just I have cheat engine on my motherfucking computer. I will just give myself the XP. I'm not doing this shit. I don't give a fuck. But 1, 2, 4, Ubisoft pissed me off all the way with all of them. 1, 2, 4. I don't care how they treat their employees. I don't work for them. I've been unemployed for 3 years. I don't give a fuck. Sadly, I'm not a Ubisoft hater, and hey, look, that's fine. I've grown to be a Ubisoft hater, bro. Owning a PC made me a Ubisoft hater. They unoptimized. Where the fuck is unoptimization at? That need to be 3, nigga. Fuck these employees. No, not fuck these employees, but I don't care about them. Unoptimization need to be 3 because them bitches, Ubisoft games don't never come out optimized. You gotta wait a fucking month for that shit to run kind of good. In a year for it to run good, bro. It's ridiculous. Fucking tragic. They don't even give a fuck about their buyers' interests. Not at all. Not at all, bro. You said Dark and Darker has pay to win classes? I don't know, but we can watch that video if it's a video of that later. Uno work though? Barely. What you nigga? Have you ever tried to set up a game with 4 Uno niggas? You can barely invite people, and when you invite people, niggas lag out. Barely works. Barely works. That motherfucking connection is ran by a single spider silk wrapped in duct tape, bro. That shit is butt. Elmer's fucking glue garbage. Like, what you mean? That shit can barely hold paper, let alone a connection, bro. What the fuck? What do you mean?